Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now for this video I'd like to do a horror book review of a fantastic volume which arrived in the week from Amazon. It's a book pertaining to one of my all-time favourites, foreign horror actors. Beautiful volume, and if you're a fan of this man, I strongly urge to get yourself a copy of this fantastic book. Now the book is called Human Beasts, the films of Paul Naschy. Just look at that cover, guys. Yeah, there he is in his most famous role as Vladimir Deminsky, I think his name was, in all the werewolf movies he made. Yeah, but really pleased to have this weighty tome in the collection. I've always wanted to own a book about Paul Naschy because I'm a great fan of his movies. Granted, not all of his movies are good. There's been a couple of turkeys, especially in those two box sets I bought a couple of years ago. But I want to see this on Amazon. I just had to get myself a copy. I'll leave the link down below, guys, if you want to purchase the book yourselves. Now I'll leave the Amazon link down below. It helps the channel as well grow and that. So all right then, guys. So what I'm going to do now, before I show you the interior of the book, I'm just going to read you the blurb at the back, just to give you some idea of what to expect if you get this book. Yeah, so it's headed The Gentleman and the Beast. Paul Naschy, also known as Jacinto Molina, is renowned as Spain's #1 icon of the horror genre. His love of the macabre began in childhood, and it would remain engraved in his DNA until his dying day. His is a strange story. A champion weightlifter and bodybuilder, he started acting almost as a lark when all he really wanted to do was write. Now, despite the apathy and incredulity of most of his colleagues, he forged ahead and helped to create the Spanish horror film. A period of success was followed by soul-crushing disappointment, depression and ill health, but his champion spirit ensured that he would make his comeback. Now, before passing on in 2009, he found himself featured and lionized by fans and followers all over the world, thus validating his decision to take the road less travelled. So there you go, guys. That's the blurb for this fantastic volume, written by Tony Troy Howarth, who also done the other books, Real Depravities, the films of Klaus Kinski, and the So Deadly, So Perverse, 50 Years of Italian Giallo films. I've got all three of those volumes. Yeah, fantastic books. Yeah. Human Beasts, the films of Paul Naschy, pays homage to Naschy, the artist, while also providing some personal glimpses into the man behind the makeup. Now, on top of that, there are plenty of stills, posters, behind the scenes and candid shots, many donated by Naschy's family. Naschy's sons Bruno and Sergio Molina have also contributed memories about their father and his career, and there are further testimonials from people who've already fallen under the spell of Paul Naschy. Now, you can also read the great man's thoughts about his legacy in the cinema, thanks to an interview which has never before been published until now. So there you go, guys. To say the synopsis of this fantastic book, Human Beasts, the films of Paul Naschy. Okay then, guys, without further ado, I'll just open the book and just show you the some of the pages. So, really made up with this. And while we're on the subject of Paul Naschy, I've just started watching one of his, I think it was one of his greatest films, Horror Rises from the Tomb. I started watching stuff like last night, but I was a little bit late, so I got a little bit tired. So I've got the bulk of it to go back to tonight. But for what I saw so far, fantastic movie, yeah. And his werewolf movies are great. Most of his werewolf movies are great. He established himself as the kind of Lon Chaney Jr. of the continent. That's a great painting there, guys, of the great man. And his most noted for the werewolf, yeah. He was a great fan of the Universal movies, I believe, Paul Naschy, and he modelled himself basically, on Lon Chaney Jr., the greatest wolfman ever, in my opinion. But fantastic, this, guys. I'll say, if you're a Paul Naschy fan, mine of information for you to digest. Yeah, fantastic. There he is with his son, Sergio. Fantastic. Paul Naschy, of course, on the left there. But it's really made up with this. There he is as a young boy with his sister. And Paul posing with his family in Galicia, Spain. So say if you're a Paul Naschy fan, guys, and you haven't got this book, oh, I highly recommend that you get it. I didn't know he was a bodybuilder. It's a great photo of Charles Atlas. Very reminiscent of Charles Atlas, guys. His days as a bodybuilder. He actually got his photo on a couple of the bodybuilding magazines, weightlifting magazines and that before he went into movies. And there we go, guys. A very rare photo of Paul Naschy lifting the dumbbells. Yeah, fantastic. I'm going to try and get as many Paul Naschy movies as I can, you know. That's providing the ones I like, you know. Here he is. He became champion of Real Madrid weightlifting team in 1962. Fantastic. So not only has he got talents in, you know, in the horror acting field, he's also got talents in the physical field as well, as is evidenced by this photograph winning the prize. Yeah, fantastic. Some great photos in it, guys. I really made up with this. There he is with his wife and baby. You see that, guys? Fantastic. He's a great actor, Paul Naschy. Very well deserved, like, you know, accolades he's been getting over the years and that, you know. And there's his most famous creation, Waldemar Daninsky in Fury of the Wolfman. There you go, guys. Very reminiscent of Lon Chaney Jr.'s Wolfman. Lawrence Talbot, yeah. Oh, yeah, fantastic, yeah. Yeah, one of the greatest Wolfmen ever to grace the horror silver screen, in my opinion. Pardon the pun, use silver there, silver bullets. Yeah, really made up with this, guys. Some more. All his films are broken down as well in chronological order. I love these nostalgic posters as well. But, you know, I love that. I'm very nostalgic person and that. You know, I love to see these old movie posters and that. You know, not just the horror ones as well. I love the other kinds of movies as well. You know, from the 1930s and 40s and 50s and so on. One thing attractive feature about Paul Naschy's movies, guys, is you'd always get some really nice looking girls and beautiful girls and that, you know. Granted, there are some the occasional scene of exposed flesh. Away, missus. Oh, you are awful, but I like you. But oh yeah, beautiful women in his movies, yeah. Here's again as the Wolfman. The only Paul Naschy Wolfman movie I've been disappointed with, and it does, and in this book, you know, the authors do say it wasn't his best. The Fury of the Wolfman. That was the only one I was disappointed in. But the others, particularly Dr. Jekyll and the Werewolf. I believe that is the actual poster for Fury of the Wolfman. That was his most disappointing movie, in you know, amongst many Paul Naschy fans. And as I said, you know, Fury of the Wolfman. There it is, guys. That's its most disappointing werewolf movie. But all packed with information all about the great man, you know, and his films and that, you know. As I was saying before, guys, some of them can be a little bit naughty in regards to the stripping of clothes. That's a naughty one I can't show you there, guys. There's an old poster. Welsh audiences in the mid-70s enjoyed a double dose of Naschy when Werewolf Shadow was paired with Dr. Jekyll and the Wolfman. There you go, guys. Bit of nostalgia again for you there. Fantastic stuff, this. All really made up with this. Along with the recent Dario Argento book I picked up. Oh, yeah. Well worth having to the collection, you know. Fantastic book. There he is in London. One of his movies, guys. As if you'll know, if you've seen Dr. Jekyll and the Wolfman, you'll know that was partly set in London as well. They are. Dr. Jekyll and the Wolfman. Fantastic. One of the greatest Paul Naschy movies ever made. Yeah. So if you love your horror books, guys, and you know, you're an avid collector of horror cinema books, this must be on your shelf. You've got to get this on your shelf. Some woman's lost her head there for some reason. That's the one I'm watching at the moment, guys. Horror Rises from the Tomb. Fantastic movie. Oh, really, and the girls are beautiful, and that they really are, yeah. Some of the most beautiful girls I've ever seen in horror cinema. Very reminiscent of the Hammer films, like they were noted for their beautiful girls, you know. Bit of nostalgia for you there, guys. Some more old movie posters. Here he is, it's the devil. Old Beelzebub himself. Very, very well put together, this book, guys. You know, there's another great one of Count Dracula's Great Love. I've got that one in my collection where he plays Count Dracula. That's a great one, that as well, guys. Yeah, if you haven't got any of Paul Naschy's movies and you're new to the guy, I'd strongly suggest you check his movies out because they're fantastic. I was saying about beautiful women, guys. Fantastic, yeah. Great stuff. The Hunchback of the Morgue. That's in the Paul Naschy box set. I think it's the first one it's in. Disco Rojo. I haven't seen that one. Disco Rojo. Looking very dapper there in the suit, Mr. Naschy. He made other kinds of movies as well, guys. He didn't just concentrate on the horror genre. He made like thrillers and that, you know, like Giallo movies, you know. The House of Psychotic Women. Oh, right. I don't think I've seen that one. Absolutely beautiful, lavish book. This guy's, you know, packed and packed, as you can see, with photos and, you know, a lot of text about the great man. He's even played the Mummy as well. I love his werewolf posters, guys. You know, of his werewolf movies really stand out. They do. One of his medieval movies. I must admit, guys, I'm not really keen on his medieval movies. I like them set in modern times. One or two of his movies do start off in a medieval setting. Like, for instance, the one I'm watching at the moment, Horror Rises from the Tomb. It starts off in the Middle Ages, like this a character. He's into the black art and he puts a curse. He puts a curse on the village and that, you know, and all around the whole land and that, and it comes into modern day then, and you see the curse, like, you know, manifesting itself and that with some grisly deaths, yeah. The Devil's Possessed, that's like a kind of a rip-off of The Exorcist. That was in the Paul Naschy box set. I think it was in, I'm not sure it was in set 2. Here's a rather palatable lady, girl, in a jungle setting, guys. He's done everything, Paul Naschy. He's fantastic, very, very versatile actor. Yeah, again, reminiscent of The Exorcist. But yeah, as I say, really made up with this, guys. It's a fantastic book, beautiful photographs and that. This is the you can get a black and white version, guys, but I wanted the colour version. You know, it's just fantastic. You know, I'm really pleased to get this. I really am. But yeah, he did a great job, the author, with the Paul Naschy, every aspect of his life and that, you know, all his movies availability, the availability on Blu-ray and DVD, and it really goes into detail of every aspect, as I say, of the great man's career. Shades of Boris Karloff, Frankie. When he plays a horror character, guys, he plays a horror character, you know, really, who puts everything into the role. He really does, you know, he's a fantastic actor, Paul Naschy. Later on, guys, is approaching his his autumn years. Rottweiler. Oh, I haven't seen that one. Rottweiler. But yeah, guys, as I say, really over the moon with this, if you pardon the pun, considering the werewolf movies and that, really over the moon with this beautiful, beautiful book, beautiful book, all about the late great Paul Naschy, the Spanish horror actor. Every aspect of his movies and that you could possibly want. And if you're a Paul Naschy fan, and you haven't got this book, guys, I strongly urge you to get this. It's fantastic, yeah. I'll leave the link down below, guys, if you want to go directly to Amazon and buy it and that, but oh yeah, I'm really made up for it, guys. I love me books. I love me books on horror cinema. I've Jonathan Rigby's books in particular, they're great. If you haven't read any of Jonathan Rigby's, I highly recommend you get those. The Gothic Treble, yeah, but oh yeah. Books on Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing. I might do a video one day, guys, showing all my horror cinema books, yeah. Okay then, guys, so getting back to this one, yeah, so really, yeah, 10 out of 10 for this, guys. I love that cover. Really fantastic, yeah. And really made up with this, yeah. Human Beasts, the films of Paul Naschy. Okay then, guys, I'll wind the video down now. Are you a fan of Paul Naschy? Have you got this book? Do you share my high opinion of it? It's a fantastic tome. Yeah, leave your comments down below. Have you got a particularly favourite Paul Naschy movie? Again, let's get a discussion going. I'd like to get a real good discussion going about Paul Naschy and his great contribution to international horror cinema. Oh yeah, I first heard of Paul Naschy. It was an unknown to me when I first became a horror fan in the late 60s. It was unknown to me. I thought to myself, I've seen his name propping up in these famous Monsters of Film and the Monster Cinema magazines used to get. Who's this Paul Naschy? And when I seen him taking the Wolfman off, I thought, I've got to check this blooming guy out. But it was many years afterwards, when I first saw him, that I finally got myself a Paul Naschy movie. That wasn't until when the DVDs and Blu-rays started coming out and that, I was unable to get his films on VHS, but once the DVDs and Blu-rays came out and I watched his movies, I thought, oh yeah, I see what they mean now. But as I say, in those 2 box sets I bought, there is a couple of turkeys in that, which spoke the box sets. But having said that, I believe you can get most of his films in either DVD or Blu-ray. As I say, get yourself a copy. I'll leave the link down below, guys. Okay then, guys, I'll wind the video down. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care. Bye for now.